So if you're watching this, well, you more than likely saw England crash out of Euro 2016 at the round of 16 to Iceland. So in the spirit of that game, we're going to be going through the players who played in the match, England and Iceland players as well, and giving them their match rating. Can this man actually dive to his left? Now, I've given him a 6 because he did actually make some important saves later on when England were trying to get back into the game. But that second goal, he got his hand on it and then it went under him. Can he actually dive to his left? If you are the Manchester City goalkeeping coach, that is what you work on. I've given a 6 for Kyle Walker because he showed his attacking prowess again, we all know about that. But he once again showed that he can't defend. He completely lost his man for Iceland's equaliser. I'm just going to lump Smalling and Cahill together because I've given them both 5s. Both were pretty poor defensively, and the second goal really showed that. Not so much Smalling, but Cahill literally stood there while Sigurdsson knocked the ball to the side of him to then take the shot. You can't just stand there. And then both of them also missed chances later on in the game. I know they're not paid to go forward, but still, you get your head on it, put it near the goal. I've given Danny Rose tied highest rating. I'll mention who that player that he's tied with is later on for England. And it's because he actually tried to do something. He tried to go forward. He didn't make any big defensive errors, unlike Walker. And he was probably England's best player on the night of the starting 11. I've given Eric Dyer a 6. He didn't really do anything. So I can't really give him anything other than a 6, which is kind of the starting point of the ratings. I'm giving Dele Alli a 5. He looked like he was trying to make something happen, but it just wasn't working. And one term comes to mind with Dele Alli at the minute, and it's burnt out. And Wayne Rooney gets the lowest rating out of anyone in the match. It was possibly one of the worst performances I've ever seen from Wayne Rooney. He just kept giving the ball away. Just go back up front, Wayne. Sturridge gets a 5. In the first half he was okay. I probably would have given him a 6 for the first half. But the second half he just turned into Rooney, which would have been a 4. So average it out. Give him a 5. Kane gets a 5. Completely uninspiring. There was a reason he was dropped earlier in the tournament. And why is he still taking free kicks? It's not even like he's actually good at free kicks. His delivery is terrible. Sterling gets a 6. I think he did better than most people thought he'd do, including myself. I thought he'd been awful in the group stages. But he did play better last night. Won the penalty, obviously, and he was good for about the first 5 minutes of the game and then distinctly disappeared like the rest of the team. And then moving on to the substitutes. Wilshere and Vardy, I've given both of them 6. They both looked like they were trying to do something but looked distinctly average in a poor England side. And then I've given Rashford a 7. He gets the same rating as Danny Rose. Even though he only played about 7 minutes, he looked very bright when he came on, and he does look like he is going to be the future for England. And then moving on to Iceland, starting with their goalkeeper, Hannes Halldórsson. I gave him a 6 because he did give away the penalty at the beginning of the game, but he did make up for it with a very confident looking performance after that. Then Sigurdsson, the right back, gets a 6. Did get done by Raheem Sterling when Sterling won the penalty, but again recovered well and put in a confident performance. Arnason, the former Rotherham centre-back, gets a 7 from me. He was pretty solid. He won a few important headers and just did what a centre-back needs to do. Then for my absolute certain man of the match, Ragnar Sigurdsson. He was absolutely sensational at the back, also bagging himself the equalising goal, and he had Kane in his pocket in the first half, and then even was able to close out Vardy's pace. Sigurdsson gets a 7. Again, solid, not a lot to say about him really. He didn't stand out, but he did a solid job. Gudmundsson, a man who plays in League One now after Charlton got relegated from the Championship. I've given him a 7. Again, he was rather unnoticed, but solid. A lot of the Iceland performances were fairly unnoticed, but solid. Cardiff's Aaron Gunnarsson gets, again, a 7. Solid once again, and also what maybe could have pushed him up to an 8, but I've stuck with a 7, was his long throws, which caused a massive problem, and obviously the Iceland equaliser from a long throw. Gylfi Sigurdsson, the biggest reputation of any of the Iceland players, and he is leading the team very well. Again, solid, even putting in a bit of a defensive shift for most of the game. He gets a 7. Bjarnason, once again, 7. Solid. Also a decent outlet towards the end when Iceland were clearing the ball out. The match winner Sigurdsson gets an 8. Winning goal automatically bumps your rating up, and he also had Smalling and Cahill really struggling with his power. Bodvarsson is another one of those who gets a 7 just for a solid performance. And then putting the two substitutes together, Bjarnason and Trauston, neither of them got a lot of playing time, so they just get the automatic 6 rating, but again, put in solid performances. And so in this video, I haven't really spoken about what I thought about England's performance overall. I'm not spoken about Iceland's performance overall. This is simply just looking at the player ratings. If you disagree with any of the player ratings, which I'm absolutely sure some people will, make sure you go into the comment section down below and leave your player ratings for the England team and also the Iceland team as well. Let's not forget them. If you've liked the video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons as well for more content in the future. And thanks for watching.